Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel Study Success. Today we are discussing about adverbs. What are adverbs? Now before I give you the definition, I want you to take a look at a few sentences. So he is driving. He is driving carefully. Now in the latter sentence, the word carefully has added meaning to the verb driving. In other words, it is describing the verb driving as how the action was done. Let's take some more examples. She talks loudly. Now, loudly is describing the verb talks. So, how the action was performed. So, she was talking, but she was talking loudly. So, that's a description how she was talking. So, loudly becomes an adverb here. He walks slowly. Again, slowly is describing the verb walks as how the action was done. So, they are describing the verbs as how the actions were performed. In other words, they have added meaning to the verbs. But is that all? No. Now, look at these sentences. He is very tall. Now, tall is an adjective here, and very is describing adjective tall. She is quite pretty. Here also, quite is describing the adjective pretty. In the above sentences, tall and pretty are adjectives, and very and quite are modifying it, adding meaning to it, or describing it. So, adverbs describes, modifies, or adds meaning to adjectives also. But that's not all, guys. There's something more, and I want you to take a close look, a very close look at these sentences and analyze yourself. Now, he drove very fast. Now, drove is the verb here, and fast is describing it, how he drove. So, the word drove becomes adverb. Now, look at the word very. What is it doing? Again, it is describing, modifying, or adding meaning to the adverb fast. So, how fast? Very fast. So, very is also an adverb in this sentence. Let's take another example. He played extremely well. Now, played is the verb here, and how he played is well. So, well is describing the verb, so it becomes an adverb. But look at the word extremely. What is it doing? It is describing, modifying, or adding meaning to the adverb well. So, how well? Extremely well. So, extremely is also an adverb in this sentence because it is modifying another adverb. So, now the definition of adverbs: a word that modifies the meaning of verb, an adjective, or another adverb. In other words, an adverb is a word that provides more information about a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Generally, the information added by adverbs tell us how, when, where, or to what extent something was done. Adverbs modify by giving us more information about how an action occurs, where an action occurs, when an action occurs, and how often an action occurs. A recap till now: adverbs modify verbs. They often end in ly and answer questions as how, when, where, why, to what extent, how often. Adverbs also modify adjectives. Example: a very cold day. How cold was it? Very cold. The word very modifies the adjective cold. Adverbs also modify other adverbs. Now, type of adverbs, there are different kinds of adverbs. In this video, we'll be discussing the most common ones, which are adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverbs of time, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of degree or quality. Adverbs of time. An adverb of time tells us when something is done or happens. We use it at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. We use it as a form of emphasis when we place it at the beginning of the sentence. Adverbs of time include afterwards, already, always, immediately, now, soon, then, last month, and yesterday. Examples: I saw that movie yesterday. I saw him today. Last week, we were stuck in the lift for an hour. I'll go to school tomorrow. Adverbs of place. An adverb of place tells us where something is done or happens. We use it after the verb, direct object, or at the end of a sentence. Adverbs of place include words such as above, below, here, outside, over, there, under, upstairs. Examples: we can wait here. Someone is shouting outside. They rushed for their lives when fire broke out in the floor below. They live somewhere in New York. Now, adverbs of manner. An adverb of manner tells us how something is done or happens. Most adverbs of manner end in ly, such as badly, happily, sadly, slowly, quickly, and others that include well, hard, fast, etc. Examples: they were living happily. The family was badly injured in the accident. They worked hard to save the others from burning in the fire which broke out. At the old age of 80, she still sang very well. Now, adverbs of degree or quality. An adverb of degree tells us the level or the extent that something is done or happens. Words of adverb of degree are almost, much, nearly, quite, really, so, too, very, etc. Examples: it was too late for us to file our tax returns. The referee had to stop the match when it began to rain really heavily. Her brother is quite fat for his age. The accident victim nearly died from his injuries. After all these years, she is still feeling very sad about her father's death. Now, adverbs of frequency. An adverb of frequency tells us how often something is done or happens. Words used as adverbs of frequency include again, almost, always, ever, frequently, generally, hardly, nearly, always, never, occasionally, often, rarely, seldom, sometimes, twice, usually, and weekly. Examples: sometimes he wakes up early to complete his pending work. After borrowing money, he never gives it back. We meet each other very occasionally. Peter seldom reads the Bible. The police arrested him twice for various crimes. While overseas, he frequently phoned home. A quick recap what we learnt in this video. Definition: a word that modifies the meaning of an adjective, verb, or another adverb. Adverbs modify by giving its information about how an action occurs. Adverbs of manner, where an action occurs. Adverbs of place, when an action occurs. Adverbs of time, how an action occurs. Adverbs of frequency, level or extent something is done. Adverbs of degree. Now, that's all, folks, in this video today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.